What's happened?
I'm going to bend down, yeah?
Yeah.
Louis Greene.
What'd you do, Louie?
I'm a professional boxer.
I thought he was a builder. Right, okay, mate. Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Simon Burridge.
And me, Rachel Burridge.
There we go. God, we're blessed. First boxer on the show, mate.
That's
Nice
good.
to meet you. Simon, Louis Greene,
Rachel.
Medway
Nice to meet you.
Mauler, local boy. Before we start, how long do you think before that comes off the wall?
And
15.
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
seconds.
Seconds, yeah. 15 seconds. Right, we're going to quickly go to our sponsors. We'll be back and we're going to talk to the Medway Mauler, Louis Greene.
Today's sponsors are Intimidation Associates, Chartered Structural and Civil Engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on dimidishyassociates.com. New Digital, helping businesses build their online presence with web design, SEO, Google Ads and social media. Get 10% off when you quote Cherrywood today. Visit their website at nudigitalera.co.uk.
Snug Dubs, camper van hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk. Austin's Eatery on Station Road, Strood.
Try the Viking Challenge.
And we're back. Seconds out, round two. Ready?
Go.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Very well.
I see you in a fight. I've got a mate called Amrit who might be waiting in the wings over there, like your little promoter.
Yeah.
He thinks he is anyway. And he showed me this fight. Fucking hell, mate. You're like a Mike. If you don't mind me saying, I thought it honestly remind me of Tyson the way you went in there and attacked that boy.
Yeah.
Really good. Really
Trying
pleased.
to get it done, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did watch that because it was the same night as Anthony Joshua against
Ngannou,
yeah. Did you get out to watch the fight afterwards? Was you able to watch his fight?
I was there. I wanted to watch Zhang and Joseph Parker.
Right, yeah.
Because I'd spent a few days, when I was over there, I spent a lot of time around Parker. And he was a really lovely fella. So I wanted to watch him and I wanted to watch Zhang in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
See how hard he punched. you know.
Yeah.
And did you manage to get out and do it?
Yeah, he fucking really punches. Echo in the arena.
Really?
Wow.
I couldn't believe how hard he is.
So how many rows back were you? When you're a boxer and you're on that roster, so did you get decent seats when you're done?
When I actually was watching it in like a back room now.
Right.
And it was on like a massive screen. I could have sat round the ring.
Yeah.
But I went and sat, they advised me, they said, do you want us to come out here? And I sat there, and when he dropped him on the telly, bang, you could hear it.
Wow.
Through the big open hall behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could hear it, the level on the face. You heard him go down. It was
Wow.
fucking enough it hard.
Jeez.
The atmosphere over there must have been amazing.
It's a different sort of cheering,
yeah,
isn't it? I
it was
imagine.
different because it was actually quiet. It weren't like coming over here where it's rowdy
Yeah.
and it's lively.
That's us.
It was very tame, but there was a lot of English there. There was a lot of people from Chatham there because when I got out of the ring, a lot of the fellas come up to me. I spar one of the blokes was I sparring his nephew, and they all come up afterwards. I couldn't believe they was out there.
They did it for you.
No, they went over there. They knew I was on the card, obviously. They
Yeah.
went over there. It was just a bonus that I was on the bill. You know what I mean? So yeah, all the fellas from Chatham was over there.
Jesus, a
Yeah,
bit
it
load
was
of
good.
cars got done over. Anyway, so, you're Chatham boy. Well, you're actually a Strood boy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which is where we film this in Strood.
So you grew up
It
round
actually says
here,
on the
didn't
internet you're from Maidstone. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I don't know why it says that. I'm not actually from. I wasn't even raised round here. I was raised in Welling by Shooters Hill.
Oh,
And
really?
then-
Not a Charlton boy, are you?
No.
You're Millwall, weren't you?
I don't like football. I used to go to Millwall a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up down there till I was about 13. And then I came up here when my mum lived up here.
Right, okay. Do you know what? So many guests we have that live here that are
Come,
always
yeah.
from that area.
Yeah.
Always. Started off in that area, come down here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Medway?
What, when I come down here?
Yeah.
I preferred it because I didn't know anyone.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when I came down.
Why, do you have a reputation up there already then?
No, down there I was just a typical kid, man. Typical kid. I had no education. I left school really, really young.
How young were you?
I never went to school from just as I turned 14. I never went back to school after that. Never went.
Okay.
Except for couldn't read, write. Even when I was there, I couldn't. It wasn't never my strong point. And then leaving so young, I couldn't. Even now, if someone gives me a phone. Recently, I was in the gym when I come back from Saudi Arabia, and I went to Kent Gloves. That's where I train. And they're doing a charity thing now. All the kids training, and they asked me to do an autograph, and I had to have my dad sign the thing because I can't get the gist of.
Sort of pen
It
to
looks
paper.
it looks terrible.
Yeah.
If I do it, it looks like I've got a broken hand.
Oh,
Right.
So
what your own autograph?
Yeah, yeah. So now I have to. I've had to practice doing something very subtle, and all it is just spelling my name. That's my thing now. But I had to have my dad. My dad said to me, "Listen, you're gonna have to do it because at some point, and it's happened.
Someone's gonna.
Yeah, I had a
catch
kid
you.
from my boy's school see me.
Yeah.
When I come back, and he's watching my fight on his phone.
Yeah.
And he went, "It's actually you."
Oh.
And he gave me, I couldn't believe it. Give me a bit of paper. He said, "Can you sign that?" I said, "Jack, do you want me to sign that?" I couldn't believe it. So I was like, put Louie on it, and he chuffed to bits, his kid.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
That must have made you feel amazing.
Yeah, because these are kids. To me, I'm just a normal. Do you know what I mean? I don't really think anything of it, but it was a big deal to him.
Oh, bless.
So I was chuffed a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, right. So you're 32, roughly, yeah?
Going to be 32 soon.
32 soon. But you've had a kid for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
You started off quite young, didn't you?
Yeah.
I started off at 20, but you did a lot better than me, mate. Yeah.
16.
Up a few years. And so I actually think when I've seen interviews of you before that you're well-grounded, mature geezer. And do you think that's because you were a dad early? Or was you still a bit of a tearaway when you was a dad? Or did that ground you? Do you see what I mean?
No, I've done bad things as I've got older. You know, I think you're some people will do, but you're born a way, and I feel that some people have like a streak in them, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think I've always had a bit of a
Bad boy streak?
wild mindset. Do you know?
Okay.
So I think that sort of not now, not so much because I'm very focused now. It's like the best I've ever been, you know. So, but they do it because I've done it so young. I was so used to it. So some people they have kids later and they go, "Oh, I only wanted to do this. I wanted to stop doing this because the kids was around." But I've done it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really.
I understand what you mean. I'd never thought, you know, I had kids when I was 20 and I still was a kid at 20.
Yeah.
So to be your age was, you know, just unreal, really. And I do you know what? 30, I reckon I actually thought I was not a kid anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you still are a kid.
Yeah. Well, can you do one thing for me? Look at you. We only have you on here because you're pretty, yet you stick the mic thing straight in front of your mush. So bring it all the way down. And then it just drives me nuts. Over mics, hang about, bear with me. We're getting serious and then I'm having... Look, I even set it up once for you, look, like that, so people can actually see your face, all right? It's only like the 70th time. There we go.
So,
this all stays on, by the way.
To do a right hook, right?
Yeah. Don't worry, you've got a decent one of them, I feel that. Right, that's it, we're ready to go again.
Right, sorry.
Right, so you've got three. Am I right in saying you've got 3 kids in total now?
Kids,
Yeah. Okay. And right, go on, mate.
I was going to say, how did that impact like all your training and all the sort of the demands of doing what you do? How did that, having 3 little kids as well, how does that affect it?
I don't know. It doesn't really.
Okay.
Some people, I've heard some blokes say, "Oh, I just want to be indoors," and I said, "But I don't really have that." It might sound cold me saying it, but it's not like that. Like I'm a good dad, I love my kids. but I don't know. I think when I was growing up, the men did the men thing.
Yep.
And that was that. So I think that's how I view things. So I know my kids are very well looked after. They're very safe. They're very loved. So I see them and I speak to them every single day. So if I'm training and I have to go away, I don't think, oh no, I've got to, someone else looking after them, because I know they're with their mum. And I know that, so I ring them up and they're, "Oh, Dad, I love you." So I don't really, it doesn't have an impact. I don't really think about it.
because you're quite close to your dad, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And was that a similar relationship back then with your dad? Would you
What,
have
when I
said?
was a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He was a postman, wasn't he?
he's a postman. Yeah.
So, I know all my stuff. I've done it. So it's not like me. No, it's not like me. I've done a bit of research for once. So he was a postman. So his hours were, I imagine he was home when you went to school. When you got back, he was in, wasn't he? Being a
No,
postman.
when I'd get up in the morning, it was my nan used to, because my mum's mum lived next door to my dad.
Right.
So
okay.
she would come in the morning and have to get us up
Right.
to school.
Because he was already up.
Because he was
Yeah.
at work, and then I'd come home and he'd be there.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, she'd be up and she'd come in and get us up to school and make sure that we was sent out properly and whatever.
Brilliant.
And you didn't fancy following your dad's footsteps and being a postman?
To be fair, I didn't really think of it. I was very like my own mind. I was busy doing my own. I didn't really think of it, even from young. You know what I mean? I had my own mind. I didn't really think what he did or what they did for a living, or do you know what I mean? I didn't really look at following footsteps. Do you know what I mean? His dad, my granddad, they're like big Irish family, and they was all fighters. So.
And was your dad a fighter?
My dad boxed as an amateur, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was my granddad that used to talk to me about prize fight.
Yeah.
And would tell me about the things you can achieve in boxing and things like that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, my dad never, I used to show me it. It was always on my TV, but he never told me about what you can get out of it. Do you know what I mean?
I see, yeah. And did you get a lot of discipline from it when you started it?
Well, when was the first time you actually stepped in the ring then?
Well,
How old were you?
I used to do bits with my dad when I was really small. And then I went to a gym in Welling called Dance and Boxing Gym. But I was...
What, near Danson Park?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
But I just wasn't interested. I would go there and I would do a little bit of sparring and things, but I was puffing and smoking. And
How old was you?
I was young, man, like just fresh out of primary school. And I wasn't interested in... It was stopping me from... I was doing nothing.
Having
really.
a laugh. Stopping
It was stopping me in my head from doing things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And it obviously it weren't. And I never went back there. And then I came up, when I got slung out of the school down there, I came up here.
Yeah.
And the gym opened on Darnley Road.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was watching a clip of Mike Tyson and Jack Dempsey, and they were bobbing and weaving, eating this bag. And I went down a boxing gym, and then I never left. I stayed in there. Yeah.
Wow.
It was like just coincidental.
Because you knocked someone out on your first day there, didn't you?
Yeah, but yeah.
And you were like 14, is that right?
Yeah, and I was about as fat as a... I said it on the podcast. I was about as fat as a coat hanger. I had no meat on me. I was tiny. And I was
but look at Wilder. Look how skinny Wilder's legs are. There's not much of him, is there? I know.
I was about as big as his leg. Do you know what I mean? But I was always very strong as a little kid.
Yeah.
I could do, when I was really small, I could do pull-ups and things, like really active child.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I went in, they just put a pair of bag gloves on us. Like, you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to spar in the gloves you wear when you hit the bag.
Right,
because they're small, they're thin.
Okay.
They just put a pair of bag gloves on.
Right.
And this bloke just let us go at it. And this kid had experience, had been in gym shows where
Same
they
age?
take you around. Yeah, same age as me.
Yeah.
I was 53 kilos. He was 67 kilos.
Right.
But that's not too much if you know how to defend yourself. Whereas my thing was, I'd learned up the estate. You know what I mean? So when
there's none of this.
No, mate. So
I'm just gonna go
I just tore it in, but I could always punch properly because my dad used to teach us. And I was swinging and swiping, and he just hitting me. I don't think he missed. And then when I went to the corner after the bell went, I remember thinking, "Man, I see that thing of Jack Dempsey bobbing and weaving." So he's throwing these shots, and none of it looked good. I was just rolling my head, and then I come up with a left hook, and it fucking landed. And I thought, it worked. Like, so I'm bobbing and weaving. I'm just chucking these shots over, and then they're landing, and he's getting annoyed. And as he come forward, I chucked the left, and I poleaxed him. And I thought, fuck me, I'm in trouble.
Do you remember it like it was yesterday?
Yeah, I remember everything. I still see the fella drove past me the other day.
Really?
Yeah. And
I wonder if he remembers when he
they
says
remember.
It might not though.
I imagine he's not doing it now, is he? Is he still? Do you know anything about him?
I went to the same school as him, and all people used to say he had was being an horrible bully. And you know when someone's in the gym, they're very loud, piping up about things, saying things. That's all. That's sort of what I remember of him. And then when we, like I said, we sparred, and he was giving me hiding for the first round and a half, and then when I started landing, because I was bobbing underneath him, I thought I'm going to get him, and it landed, and I looked at the coach and he went, "Pick him up, then." That was all he said to me. Didn't say, "Is he okay?" He just went, "Pick him up," and I was trying to get him up, but where he's like floppy,
out of it, yeah.
He's like dead weight.
No head guards or nothing.
Yeah, we had head guard on. Yeah, but we had these tiny.
Yeah,
little
the
things,
gloves
you know
do
what
a bit more damage if they ain't got as much.
I mean? Yeah. Picked him up, and I got out of the ring, and I thought, I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know what to do, hit the bag or what. And then they said, everyone's going home now. So I just basically went in there, let everyone spar, and it's all that gym.
So no real direction then. Yeah,
Not
stick
on that.
these on, jump in.
Yeah, on that day. But then there was an old man there called Sandy Risley. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
Very, very big amongst boxing.
Yeah.
He was there, and he's come here. Where have you boxed before? I said, I've never boxed. I said, I've done it in the garden.
Wow.
That ain't bad. What did you say? 15?
Yeah.
We'll have to check that one.
Yeah.
That
You
was
might have that,
close.
mate.
Yeah.
You never know. And it's, look, it's in 2 bits as well. Well done. Go on.
Yeah, and he convinced me to keep coming down the gym, and he put me in touch with my manager years on.
Right.
And yeah, it was probably because of him that I stayed in the gym.
So you're still with the manager that you're with?
Still with him, yeah. I wouldn't be with anyone else.
Right, okay. So is the manager from this
trust him.
area or is he London based?
No, Mark Rowe, his name is. He's
Mark Rowe.
He's down. He's moved. I'm
I'm not going to pretend I know any managers' names, but carry on.
He's up here now.
Mark Rowe, yeah.
Like this. Yeah, no, he lives up here now.
Right,
But there's a lot of good men were with him.
right, okay.
Serious men, yeah.
Anyone we would know, do you think? Like just a normal person that watches boxing every now and then know who he's managed before?
Julius Francis.
I have heard of that name, yeah. Yeah.
I'll name another fella that everyone will probably know. He used to train him well, Lee Murray.
Lee Murray, yeah, I've heard of that name, yeah.
Used to train him.
Right.
He's very well liked by very serious men because he's loyal. He's very loyal.
Yeah.
And in boxing, people rip you off, whereas he's not done anything but been the complete opposite to everyone that I've ever heard of in boxing, where they're scowling people and taking fighters' money. There's been times I fought for free, and he refuses me to pay him. Manager, he won't let me pay him.
Because you fought for free?
Yeah, if he says to me, no, if you don't earn, I don't earn.
Yeah.
I love him to death. Else I wouldn't be with anyone else.
That's
Wouldn't have no one else, man.
That's good. Now, tell me about promoters. Do you have to stick with one promoter? I don't know how it works.
I'm not with a promoter.
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
That's why I've been able to fight like around.
Okay.
So I've been able to go to Poland, Scotland without promoters saying, "No, I want it on my show," or "You can't fight on this show because you're with me."
Almost like a contract.
Right. So you
okay.
feel a bit freer, really.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a free agent. Yeah. You ring my manager, make an agreement with him, and then I'll fight with you.
Okay.
That's basically how it goes.
Okay. So how many pro fights did you have? So let's go back. Let's go back a bit. So someone took you under their wing at that once you started knocking people out, kids out, didn't they? And they'd hone in your skills.
Well,
is that right? Your dad's trained you now.
He trained me as an amateur as well. Yeah.
Right. So how did your dad find? He wasn't at that club, was he?
I rang him.
So just knock someone out.
And I said, I just went to the boxing gym and took myself down the gym. I just knocked out one of their boxers. He said,
He's gone, hang about.
And he couldn't believe it. He's going, what are you talking about?
He's just jacking the old
That must have felt good for you, though. Like, just walking out of there, and that must have given you a little bit of...
I felt more chuffed in the fact I could ring my dad.
Oh,
Because
that's nice.
At them points, we'd never see eye to eye. It's argue all the time.
Right, okay.
Because obviously, as I'm a father now, so he's trying to tell me what's right for me.
Yeah.
And I just see it as
criticism.
You've got to fall into line, otherwise...
He took arranged college meetings, and he took me to one. He grilling me about listen, they're saying is don't speak, listen to what they're saying. It don't matter what they tell you. You're doing the course. And as soon as he left, I just shaved straight off. I thought, no way. You ain't going to sit me in now. No way. In my head, I was going to do things my own way. But what I wanted to do would have ended me up in a completely different life.
Yeah.
So when I went down the boxing gym, he'd come up the next day and I went down there and he'd watch us train, watch us spar. And then the club was filling up with kids all the time. So he got his training license and able to train kids.
Okay.
So he started training me and other kids in there. And that's how it stayed.
Oh, right.
wow.
So he's still in there and he's still training.
Not done it, only me now.
Only
I
you.
left that gym. We went to another amateur gym. And then I turned pro with him and now it's just me and him
Right.
training.
Okay.
That's nice. It's nice that you
nice.
have that bond with him, and you can actually, because obviously you've almost come full circle now, and it's nice that you've got that relationship back with him as well. So
Yeah, the boxing's brought it like that. Otherwise, you'd just be in arguing.
yeah.
So you say a lot about you were laying slabs a lot through your amateur sort of career, wouldn't you?
I had a few jobs when I was an amateur. Done bits in his bed shop. I didn't say it on that, George, because there was cut for time. So
You're unlimited on this podcast, mate.
I was like loading mattresses and things in the back of these lorries on the weekends, and then through the week I was doing a job once. I had to strip these vans down like with an heat gun, and you pull all the things off, and your hands just shred it to pieces, and you was up at 3 a.m.
What are you taking off on these vans?
Like when they put in logo advertisements.
That's what I thought you was going to
right,
say. So you're
yeah.
taking away the vinyl from the wrapping. The wrapping.
When they wrap the vans, we're stripping that. We had to
Mate,
use, like,
I've done
heat
that.
guns.
Taking that off is a bastard to get off. It's a bastard to get
so
that.
which they give like little heat guns.
Yeah.
And you're stripping it, and your hands are
right.
blistered to fucking
Yes. Yeah.
So I did that for a little while.
So then you had to do that and then go and box as well. That must have been really bad for your hands.
Your hands are sore as when you come out of there. It's mostly when you're wrapping them. When you wrap your hands up, you're thinking, fucking, you've got no skin on the front because you're given no gloves. We was just kids, so these fellas are running a mint out of us. Do you know what I mean? And they're just sticking us on these vans, we're stripping it. A couple of the boys, obviously, they went, oh, fuck this, I ain't doing this. And they went home. But I stuck it out because I wanted the money. Right.
Yeah. Well, you had kids, didn't you? Am I right?
They come just after. That. When I started on the metal yard,
Yeah.
I started had kids then.
Okay. And what were you doing? Security on the metal yard, weren't you?
No, the metal yard, I was fixing the metal. These big, you know, the piling sheets that they put in the ground.
Yes.
Then when they come back, they were fucked. And this firm, rather than they wanted us to straighten them out, so I'd have a fella with this heat gun, and I'd have a big 14-pound hammer.
No, this is a torch.
It's like a torch.
Yeah.
And I would stand there with the hammer and just straighten these, and they go in like a certain shape.
Yeah.
You
So
know what I mean?
what thickness were they like that?
No, they were like the biggest. They were 8 mil, but they were long, and you'd have to go from one end up the other, and you'd have to go through hundreds of them. It kept me strong and fit. You know what I mean? Doing it
because you used to have to. In theory, you meant to wait for the truck driver to lift them over.
That's it.
But you were doing
it. Come in and flip them. Yeah, but if he wasn't there, I would get a bit of wood in there, wedge it up, and then I would twist, like flip it on its side, and I'll do the one underneath. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jesus, so you've done a bit. So it's all sort of heavy-handed stuff, really, that you were doing.
I couldn't do anything intellectual. I could barely read. So everything was heavy. Then from there, like when I do the piling, where they drill the big holes in the piling rigs, they fill them up with concrete, Wembley car park.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that.
Did Wembley car park, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I couldn't stand doing that job either.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible. Doing that.
But if you want to be doing something else and you're just doing that to earn the money, then you won't be able to stand anything like that, would you?
It's good money, but I used to have to get up from here, drive to Welling, and get 3 trains to London.
Oh, God.
Get to the site, do the work, and the work there was fucking hard graft.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to do that all the way back.
Yeah.
And I was doing it every day.
And it's a whole day, isn't it, by the time you got home?
I nearly missed my second son's first birthday. And on that day, I went to the geezer, fuck this, you poke it. I ain't doing it, because if I hadn't left when I did, I would have missed his little birthday.
Yeah.
So I just went straight home. I thought, fuck this, ain't worth it.
Mm.
And then the metal yard actually rang me and took me back and sponsored me and give me days off to train. So it was all right, yeah.
Brilliant.
But all that work must have kept you fit still, though. As you were lifting and doing all that, it was a little bit like a workout for you as well.
Yeah, the swinging the hammer was...
It's like Rocky getting ready in Russia, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they said to me. Yeah, it's just lifting it all day, dragging things around all the time, and the hours got shorter when I got there. I was on 6 till 2, which was brilliant. But yeah, it kept me very fit doing all of that during the day. I think hard labour, graft work keeps a man's body fit and strong.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
definitely.
So it did keep me really strong. And like your body's hardened because you're out in all weather conditions. Oh.
So you've got what's your amateur record? Do you know it?
I had 26 fights, 21 wins. I had 18 fellas hit the deck, but 12 of them I knocked out.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
I think I lost 5 or 6 as an
right.
amateur.
What
And
early
what-
on were they those losses?
No, I actually went. I think I went 8 fights unbeaten with. I had loads of knockouts, and then I lost in the semi-finals of the novices to O'Hara Davis on points, and then I racked up some more knockouts after that in competitions as well. When the competition was fit, so like you've all got good records of things, and I was able to land and knock people out.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until the end that I was getting ready to go pro that when the competition was getting higher, I was still putting them over, but they were like filling the way through
I see,
because you've only got 3 2s or 4 2 minutes.
Yes, of course.
You know what I
Yeah, yeah.
So what sort of? So you say you've got 26 under your belt. What sort of span was that? Was that over months, years? How long
How long
did
was your
that take
amateur
you?
for?
I actually had a couple of years. I might be in a year out of the gym again, but it didn't do me no fucking favours.
Is that where you had a bit of trouble? Because you mentioned that a bit.
Yeah, I ended up getting nicked, and I was in a lot. I won't.
Do you want to talk about that or not?
Not too much.
Something happened outside the gym. Is that right?
No, there was. What do you mean outside?
Well, I'm sure that's what I thought I heard. Look,
It's probably been there's a
I was
few.
watching your podcast. I was in the bath at the time, so I may have dunked my head under the water.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought you were sort of saying Now I can't remember if it was why you may have already been pro by this time, but then you said there was some sort of altercation, something happened that set you back a bit, and I think it was where you said you nearly got nicked. But I thought you said something happened outside the gym, but I might have that completely wrong. Like something happened that set you back a bit.
That was when I ended up I was fucking living up in motor. That was when I was a pro, but when I was at the gym for a year as an amateur, I was more inclined to slowly start drifting, because my dad stayed in that gym. I was more inclined to start drifting down, seeing powers that I hadn't seen for a little while.
Right. Dodgy ones.
And things like that. And then I ended up doing something, and it
Went bad.
Yeah, it didn't go well. Not for me anyway. And I ended up getting fucking arrested.
Right.
Again. And it just was. And then I went down the gym, and the old fella said to me, like, what do you want to do? You're going to go down that route and be a div? And then he like knuckled me down. Then I went out and won my first championship, and I thought, fucking, this is it. I'm going to do this.
Right. Okay.
So that kept me in there.
So how much trouble, if you don't want to say, obviously don't fucking say, but how much trouble have you been in before? Have you been nicked before and like put away for a bit or anything like that?
No, I never went to prison.
Had the old tag on the ankle before?
No, I've been very, very lucky.
Just snap it off anyway, wouldn't you? Stick it on the
my legs are so
stick
skinny,
it on the
I slip it
scrapyard
off and I
dog.
put it on the dog. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been very lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, been very lucky.
Right.
So
Good.
when you had your first competition, you thought, right, okay, this is it. How did it feel to step in the ring first time, thinking,
Yeah,
I've
meaningful fight.
oh, yeah. Do you remember it?
Yeah, my first amateur fight, because the woman, I've still got it. The boys' auntie was called Jack Desmond, and he brought loads of people down from Essex.
Was it local?
It was in Sheerness.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I think it was in Sheerness. Laysdown, I think it was.
Right, okay.
And whatever, I don't know if they're the same place or not.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are, right, yeah.
Laysdown
Laysdown's on the
is
island.
a part of one bit of coast.
It's
of
definitely
Sheerness.
on the island, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I should know, because the hall it was in, the second boxing gym I went to, when I walked in there, I had to go in that hall and go upstairs, and I thought, fuck, my first fight was in here.
Yeah.
It's Eastern ABC. But they come over from Pitsea, is it Pitsea, Essex?
Oh, right. Okay.
Well,
I've never heard of Pitsea, but
There
you
was loads of them in there.
Yeah.
And when I got in the ring, his auntie went to me, Oh, this ain't going to last 20 seconds. Look at the poor little fucker's legs. And my legs are about that fat. Like, even now I've got skinny legs. And I was just standing there like thinking, fucking hell, they're mugging me off well bad. Like,
And did you have
But
supporters?
that must have egged you on a bit, didn't it?
Did I have support?
Yeah, like on your first match.
Only the people from my club.
So not as many.
Some of the
as-
boys that was... No, I didn't take a whole crowd of it.
Entourage?
No, I didn't do
Not
that.
like the entourage you've got now waiting outside of this podcast.
No. It's just my dad was there.
Hammer it.
My brother weren't there. Just my dad and a few boys from the gym who was also fighting.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, so have you got one brother? Is that it?
One brother.
And that's no sisters or anything like that?
No,
Oh, right,
nothing,
okay.
just
And
little
is he
brother.
into boxing as well? I know I'm drifting off a bit, but is he?
No, he likes smoking and drinking. He's
Oh, right,
very,
so
very relaxed, man.
So he
He's lazy.
chose the other path, did he?
He's lazy. No, he's a good kid, my brother. Very, very knowledgeable, very intelligent, really clever. But just really
Chilled.
go for a run. Fuck that.
Right.
Watch TV.
What's
play.
he do for a living?
He's a dog handler.
Oh,
Does
right,
dog handling
wicked.
with security dogs and things like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
He's doing good at it.
Right, sorry, we're going back
Going
now.
back, yeah. So
So
this
you
guy.
done this kid, did you? Did you say anything to the aunt afterwards?
No, I actually knocked him out in the first round, and I went over to his mum just to and she gave me a big hug, bless her. But the auntie was looking at me, and she looked fuming. So when I come away, and still now, when you press play, if you turn it right up, you can hear her say, "Oh, look at his poor little legs."
Oh.
So you got a recording of it?
Yeah, they were videoing it. So,
Wow.
Wicked.
yeah.
So
That was good.
how old were you at this point?
31.
No, just turned, I think I just turned 15 or 14. I think I was 14. One of the same like that. Yeah.
That takes some guts to actually get in a ring and have all these people from Essex sort of jib at you and have a go at you, and then you're just like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I didn't really.
But her saying that probably egged you on to, I'm going to cane this kid now.
I don't know. To be fair, I didn't really think anything of it. Only now do I look back and laugh. At the time, I didn't really think anything of it.
So what's going through your mind, like even at that age? What you've been taught, what you've been trained?
Or does that just come second nature to you when you're in there?
I think some people like I see some kids in the changing room and they're a lot. I know I said on the other podcast that I get the fight for me is quite relieving because I've been pent up for weeks and weeks on end.
It's time to vent. Yeah.
Yeah, and I take myself away from, like you said earlier, kids. I stay away from everyone. And I don't socialise or nothing, and I fucking drive myself mad. I actually don't like doing it, but I find it works.
Right, so when do you decide, how long before the fight are you away from everyone?
A good few weeks, probably the last 3 weeks, 4
Right.
weeks. I actually started doing it for this one, but they keep postponing the date.
Yeah.
So
you can't wait.
So this is a British Commonwealth title, isn't it?
yeah, so I've just kept it up. I see the kids, but I make sure that the gym is too important at the minute because I could potentially give them something that no one ever thought. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to stick doing it without. Not that they're distracting me or nothing, but I just want to keep my mind completely on that.
Yeah.
So I stay.
It's one of those businesses where you've got to be like that, mate. And
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You know,
I see Marvin Agley used to do
because
it.
people can get hurt. You know what I mean? People do get hurt. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the more into it you are mentally, then surely that's the best for you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you reckon you were like that from an early age? So even when you was doing your amateurs, was you out of it from everyone? I know obviously you didn't have kids then. Well, you probably did actually towards
the end I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out anywhere or because I enjoyed it. I loved it. I still do. Like I love every minute of it. I love every feeling that comes with it. I like the like I'm addicted to
The
like that
adrenaline,
adrenaline.
the rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's not boring. It's not basic. Everything is exciting because you're going to get in there in front of all them people screaming and some are screaming abuse and whatever, but you're just like if you're so alive.
Do you
It's
block
electric.
it out? Do you block it out sometimes? And you just sort
Or
of.
do you take it in? Do you use it as a like
When
fuel?
I went to Poland, I couldn't block it out because I was on the way to the ring and the bloke got in and he went, "I'm going to kill you," and started arguing with each other. So they got me in the ring and then we're arguing over the ropes at each other.
Was he Polish?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and my dad went, Lou, like, focus on him, not the crowd, because you're fighting him.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're in the middle of this arena held, I think it was 5,000. I didn't know that it was going to be that big until I got there, and I thought, fucking hell, we're fighting here. It was brilliant. And then when I stopped him, I screamed abuse at the fellas there that said they were going to fucking kill me in it, and then they followed me to the changing room. But I didn't know, because I was bending down doing something, and then I heard one of them say something, and when I looked up, I thought, okay, I'm on my own and all.
Do you have to have a scrap?
No, he came up to me, and I thought it was going to go, because the security fella moved, let him in.
Fuck.
And he come up to me, and then he shook my hand.
Oh.
And my heart was like, going 10 to the dozen. And then I got back to the hotel, and I actually had a drink with him.
Oh.
Blimey.
Yeah.
So it's just more of an intimidation thing before the fight then?
Yeah, because there was one fella's small, and he's, right, I don't know what he'd done. I don't know whether he had an accident or he was a bad fella. But I was in the lift with him, and I was watching them in the mirror. They're like trying to intimidate me. And when I got out, one of them dropped something, and as he went to pick it up, I pressed the button, I sent them back up. And then when I got back after the fight, he come up to me and was laughing, and he bought me a brandy. And I sat down and had a drink with him, and he's laughing and joking with me about it. He said, like in Polish, someone there was
translating.
Yeah, could talk really well. And he said, when he was in the lift, you sent them back up. I said, yeah, because they were fucking winding me up. So I pressed the button and sent them back up.
At least they had a sense of humour then.
Yeah, they were good as gold.
But Eastern European Polish geezers look hard anyway, don't they? Do you know what I mean? They look a bit handy, even if they're not, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
The second time I went there, one bloke on the outside, when I was walking in, he had one eye. And I looked, and he is fucking massive. And my mate, when we got over there, I said, look, they're big men, like they're strong and they don't fuck about. And he was going, oh, is it bad? And when we got there, he went, he's got one eye. And I turned around, he had one eye with a fucking dent in his head, and he like an ogre.
Oh my
And I thought, fucking hell, I'd be in his corner. You know what I mean? Because he looked serious, that bloke, man.
And you were fighting a Polish man
that was night. The second time I went back. Yeah, I fought another Polish fella as well. Right. Yeah.
So now how does all the flights get sorted out? You have to sort them out yourself? Your promoter?
No, because they phoned me.
Yeah, and they sort it all out for you.
They put it all up for you because you're going over there to fight there. Yeah. So you're supposed to lose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you didn't. No, you get a lot of journeymen, didn't you?
Yeah.
And maybe they just thought you were that, but you've got other ideas about that, mate. And you just want to go for it, didn't you?
Definitely not going to lose. No.
Ah, good. Good.
So challenges then. Have you ever, up until this point, have you faced any challenges that you thought I would handle that differently, or anything that you think, oh God, that was hard to come over in the boxing side of it?
In the boxing side of things, like
if you were in the ring or come up against someone or training schedules or anything like that?
I mean, for the first time, I'm able to train every day without going to work. Like, I'm not going to work at the minute because I put the money I earned from Sky and the Saudi fight. I thought, leading up to the Saudi fight, I thought, do you know what, I ain't going to work. And when in the morning, I went to my pal, look, I ain't coming back, mate. I'm going to do it properly.
Can I ask what you were doing before all the Sky stuff?
Digging holes on the water, mate.
Right. Okay.
Doing that again was fucking kept me fit. That's what I was basically using after to keep me fit. Yeah, because you're digging holes and you're on the jackham all day.
So we ain't talking long ago, are we? We're talking 6 months ago, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that, and then I got the Saudi fight, and I ain't been back to work since.
And how did they treat you over there?
Yeah, brilliant. It was brilliant because only because of my second name. My second name's Green. Their flag is a green colour. Oh. And I didn't. All the kids was waving the flag at me when I knocked him out, and I'm thinking, I don't know what they mean. And my mate's fluent in Arabic,
right?
And he said, they're shouting your name, Lou Green, and they're shouting. And I went, so I jumped over the thing. And I went up and had a photo with the kids.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
they love you for that. They have you back.
Mate,
yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, every time I see it on the TV, the boxers and promoters and everything seem to love it there. Really, they treat you like kings there.
We had a villa.
Yeah.
And then outside of the villa is the gym and the restaurant.
Right.
You get a gym slot as well.
Okay.
And if they say you got to be somewhere at 6, at 4:45, your driver's at the door.
Right.
waiting for you.
Punctual sort of thing.
Right there, yeah. It was. I'm actually still talking to my driver from Saudi. Yeah,
that's good.
Still talking to him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a really nice fella.
That's nice. So you get a gym slot. So how long do you get in that gym usually when it's fight sort of time?
It was the week of the fight. So we're only in there an hour.
Is that what you would do normally, even if you was it?
No, over here we do 2 to sometimes 2.5 hours.
Right.
Over here, but over there it was just like stretching, shadow boxing, a bit of pad work, light bag work.
Right.
You're just tapering the weight down.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You've gone up a weight class. You've been up a weight class, haven't you?
Gone up a weight, yeah.
So what are you at now? Sorry, kilos. What is it in kilos?
I fight at 69.9. You weighed at the day before the fight, yeah.
69. And do you have trouble cutting for the weigh-in? Is it draining for you?
No,
or is it easy for you because you've gone up a weight?
No, the last weight cut I done before at welterweight, which is what made me go up a weight. Fucking my body was dying, and even trying to put the weight on overnight, my body just wouldn't allow it. Wouldn't allow me to eat, and when I was drinking, it was hurting. When I was drinking, I was thinking, "Fucking hell, like I'm in it now."
Yeah.
So I moved up a weight, and I was knocking people straight out again. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah. So you think that's your ideal weight?
Yeah, I feel 10 times better.
Yeah.
So the training before a big match, is it sort of literally the day before, no training, just in case you get hurt or you pull something or anything like that?
Train. The day before the fight, you don't train at all. You do the weigh-in, and then you're just eating and drinking. Just putting everything back in your body, ready for the next day. So you wake up and just lounge about. Some boys have to get up and do a workout to make the weight because they're still too heavy. You know what I mean? But luckily, I've diet nicely. And for the first time, I got a nutrition fella who's helping me. So that's paid massive.
Really?
Yeah.
Worth its weight in gold, is it?
Yeah, because I've never knew anything about it.
What about like mentally? Do you have anyone with that?
Like mental coaching?
Mental coaching, yeah.
I see a lot of boys go over there. And I think, I don't know if I believe it, really.
Yeah. But, right, look at it this way, right? How do you feel if you've got like Primark stuff on compared to, if you're wearing something in Primark, you've got Primark gear on and then you've got half decent gear on. Do you feel any different in the head when you're wearing something and you're out town or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean, but
because I reckon, right, and I'm probably full of shit here, right? But I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Football teams, right? I reckon a football team should be putting the best looking kit, the top make. Because you come out on that
with
pitch,
the confidence.
fill in the bollocks.
Yeah.
Fill in the bollocks. Then rather than one of the teams that gets the cheap old makes that they all get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
And then you feel a part, and that's another 10% confidence. I feel at least. So I feel the same happens like with a mental coach. They can put these positive things in you, which will really help. And I've had some coaching like that. I don't fight or anything, but it just makes you think of stuff in a different way. And I really do think it's a benefit. I honestly
so I've heard of boys...
Remember back in the day, sorry, I'm jumping in again. I think someone like Sven-Goran Eriksson brought in a coach of some sort, and I forgot what he was called, but he was basically like a mindset coach. Yeah. And everyone took the piss. Everyone's like, what the fuck have we got this mindset coach in the England team for?
Right.
Because that was just our mentality. But I think now... I can see the value in it because I've sort of experienced it before. So, but you might already have it. You might have a mindset coach come and speak to you, and he's like, "Fucking hell, he knows what he wants. He's in the right place." Do you see what I mean? You've probably got no doubts. Now, jumping on to like someone like Joshua, right? When I first started watching Joshua, right, him against Klitschko, probably one of the first fights. I was saying to Amber earlier, I jumped out of my seat. He got knocked down, and then he came back, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say directly after that. When he lost to Andy, he was gone in the head for loads of fights after that.
Wasn't right on that
there was something wrong right with him, and I don't just mean that fight with Andy. I mean a few after that as well. He was fighting timid, and physically he hadn't changed.
No,
they kept messing about with his weight. He kept getting bulking up, and then he'd be lower, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And something happened to him mentally. You know, and I'm sure he's got a coach like that would have dealt with things.
Like a hypnosis sort of.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a hypnosis, but it's just putting him on the right frame of mind. Like even when he had interviews, he was so cryptic with his interviews. He was sort of contradicting himself to the point where I was getting annoyed with listening to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was actually getting annoyed with listening to him. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? Just get back in the gym and train how you used to train. And something's clicked recently because his last 2 fights were brilliant. It was the old Joshua again. I'm so happy for him because the old Joshua.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I say, his dip, for me, wasn't physically. It was mentally.
Decline. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it's a mental decline.
And so that's why I feel mental is obviously, you've got to be in the right place.
In this sport, you have to be mentally very prepared.
So when you get someone defeat you, how do you feel about that? It must be soul crushing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've said this a few times. I see boys, they come away and they're going to get a new coach. And I'm going to go and do this and this was wrong or whatever. Well, the very first thing that I normally do is I look straight in the fucking mirror. And I think, if my coach is telling me to do something and I don't do it, that's my fault. That's not his fault or her fault or whatever. And if you've got distractions going on around you, that's still your fault because you've got a choice every day not to go and do this, not to go and do that, not to listen to them, not to. So that's your fault. And nowadays, the whole era that's going, not just in boxing, just in life, everyone's a fucking victim and everyone wants to point and everyone's got something wrong with them or whatever. And I think it's such a crock of shit, mate.
Yes.
I don't believe in any of it. I think it's all a money maker. I think everyone's lying about things. I think if you go in a class of kids now and there's 30 of them, 28 of them have got some sort of ADHD problem and it's all bollocks. It's all shit. It's all a lie. I had a meeting about my boy the other day and they went to me about, do you want him look? And I went, no. I was 10 times worse than this kid. I still do not go to sleep now. Sometimes I'm awake all the time, my energy's through. But there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fit and healthy.
Just need to find their path.
These kids, there's nothing wrong with these kids. But I blame the parents for also ramming things down their fucking neck, tablets and whatever.
Why do they need a diagnosis when they're just normal kids, right? At the end of the day.
I don't believe in it. But then you've got adults going, I've got the same problem. Don't believe in any of it. I think the first thing you should do is just take accountability for some of the things you're doing, mate. That's what I do when I've lost. I take full accountability, and every time I've lost, I pride myself on it. I've always come back stronger every time. I've come back every time I've lost. I've come back and I've gone against unbeaten boys away from home, and that's a mental test because you think, right, I've just lost. We're now going to go over in their garden now, so I'm against the crowd. The ref, the fucking judges have shown what they're like recently. Luckily, I can knock people out. So you get in there and you have to pull it off. And every time I've made sure I'm in the best shape I possibly can be, and the risks work. Taking the risks have been very rewarding for me because I'm willing to do it.
So, like, you've been through about 4 rounds, right? You've had a bit of a beating around the head. You sit in that corner and they're giving you advice. Surely sometimes you just can't take that in because you're physically and mentally exhausted. Because obviously we're all sitting at home. I'm having a coffee, like, you know what I mean? Fuck all wrong with me. I'm like, what? Why is he not listening to the corner? Why is he not listening to the corner? They're telling him what to do. But I haven't been whacked round the head about 10 times. You know what I mean? In 3 minutes. Do you see what I mean?
I love to think.
Do you find it hard? Is it your dad that's the one that's giving you the or have you got who's talking to you in between rounds? Your dad? Or
normally, my dad or Mark. Only there's one of them when I was all I was doing was looking for one shot, and he just picking me off all night. And they're saying to me, "Listen, you ain't fucking working.
You don't wild up because he's just looking for one shot.
Yeah, why aren't you working? I've got a real good engine. Do you know? So why aren't you putting the graft in? You're gonna slip the rounds away." So they bollocked me for that, but I fought Freddie Hewitt, and it was a real brutal fight, and it got to round 6, and I sat down and I said, "What round is it?" And my dad went to me, "Don't fucking worry about that." And I'm thinking, yeah, but how long have I got left, man? Fucking hell, because we were both in bits, like both of us. My eyes was closed, he was cut, we was in bits. And he said, "You're going to get out there and do something different. You've got to jump on the jab." And I thought, but I'm not a boxer. I'm like a rough, on ya.
You do remind me of Tyson.
Straight
the way straight in, yeah.
But I outboxed this fella on the back foot. I drew him in because he then started standing now because he's tight. And I jumped on the jab and I out-jabbed him for the next 3 rounds.
Wow.
But then when I got back to the corner round after that round when I boxed him.
So 9, something like that, yeah.
I said to my old man, I sat down and he went, "We need one more round of that." So get up, and he just rammed the gum shoot in my man. He went, "You ain't tired?" And fucking stood me up, and I was thinking, I'm bollocks, man. But I went out there, I won the fight. Yeah, I won my first title as a pro. Away
So
from
would you win on points?
Won over 10 rounds. I'd only been 6 rounds once, and then I got a call. I watched him knock this fella out cold on a Sunday up at York Hall, and they phoned me the next day to fight him. Right. And I thought, I reckon I'll beat him.
Wow.
But it didn't. I nearly done him in the first, but the belt, it was like 30 seconds left, and I didn't expect to catch him with it. And as he come forward, I went right hand, and he fucking flagged. I thought I got him. And as I went to jump on him, he grabbed me, we got to the bell, and then after that, it was 9 rounds of just fucking madness. Yeah.
Wow.
It was, yeah.
Oh my God. So you touched a little bit there about injury and stuff like that. How do you deal with pain? How have you ever injured yourself severely? Or
I don't know if you can see that lump on the back of my hand. I broke my metacarpal bone in the first round of a fight I fought with called Joe Hayes, and I threw an uppercut, and it didn't actually hit him flush. It skimmed him, and I thought, God, it felt like that knuckle had been pushed back.
But the thing is, right, that's behind wrapping, behind a padded glove. Yeah. So the power you must have used.
They're only 8 ounce, them gloves.
Right.
I've actually got, next time I see you, I'll bring it, I'll show you. You put your hand in it. When you got that, I'll bring them in. I'll bring them in.
Oh, bless you.
You can clench your hands like that. You can see your hands in the 8 ounce.
Really? Glove. See, I don't think I've ever put on boxing gloves. Only as a kid messing around, so I wouldn't know the weights or anything.
In the 8 ounce.
So they are a lot thinner than you think.
Yeah, the 8 ounces are fucking tiny.
Right.
And I hit him on the top of the. Well, I didn't. It skimmed him. I can show you the every time I watch it, I go, "That was a fucking shot," and it felt like my knuckle had been pushed back.
Yeah.
And I'm like moving my hand in the glove, thinking, "Fuck." But everything I was doing was really working.
Yeah.
So I didn't say. I got to the corner. I didn't tell them. Right. I just didn't say.
They wouldn't have stopped you, would you? Would they?
No, but I didn't want them to adjust what I was doing.
Right now, I always have to go to Rocky because it's all I know, mate. When he fought that geezer in like Rocky Balboa, he broke his hand, that geezer, and they said Rocky's got a few rounds before that starts wearing off.
Right.
Did it wear off for you? The pain in the hand. The pain in the hand. Did it wear off eventually towards the end of the fight, or was there just so much going on?
I actually knocked him out the next round.
Oh, right.
With the same hand. But,
oh, my God.
But what it felt like is, how can I put it? You know when your hand goes numb, you sit on your hand for too long and you wake up, right?
Yes.
And it gets like that.
Pins and needles. It feels big, doesn't it? And fluffy, doesn't it?
Every time I threw it, it felt like someone was pushing there like a finger, like in like that. So it wasn't pain. It was just
pressure.
Really uncomfortable, like extremely uncomfortable. So when I'm moving around, every time I'm hitting him, when I step off, you see my right hand, I'm stretching my hand out thinking, fucking something wrong. But again, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want him to say, right, do this, do that, because I thought what I'm doing is working.
Yeah.
But if it goes past another 2 rounds, then I'll say, look, I fucking broke my hand.
Right.
But I left it and it worked.
Have you ever knocked anyone out with a left?
Yeah. Most people, Sam Gilley said to me, I didn't know your left hook was like that.
That's right, yeah. And I like that and all. You get back after the match and have a good chat about the fight together.
Drink. Yeah. When I was in Poland, I got videos of it. We got back to the hotel the second time and the table full of whiskey, and we got fucking smashed. A lot of us. All this, me and all the Polish boys was so pissed. Had a real good drink with each other, yeah. Good laugh.
That's
good.
Nice.
And you talk about the fight and all that, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was drinking with his brothers because his brothers did the no glove fighting in Poland.
Yeah.
And we was all sitting there, we was drinking and chatting and laughing and fucking about like, and then my dad videoed it all. He's laughing at us, yeah, because I had to get back up. When I went to bed, I only had an hour in bed. And I get on the plane and I was so drunk getting on the plane that they found me in the women's toilet. I was like being sick and that. Yeah, I was in a bad way.
So, have you been knocked out before? Like completely Sparko?
No, never. No, I've been knocked down. I've been knocked down, but I've never been.
You've lost on points, and when you've
I
lost.
got stopped. I got stopped. Louis Crocker, he's unbeaten 18, really good fighter, and my game plan was I'm going to drag him late, and then I'm going to start really putting the power punches and the pressure on, and I let him get a rhythm. He dropped me in the first round, and then as it was picking up, my dad was saying to me, "You've let him get a rhythm going. You can't get your fucking shots off. You're not working hard enough. Like when you get in, you're not teeing off on him. You're letting him get away." And he hit me. I had my arms up like that, blocking these shots. Yeah. And I had them high. And he dummied the shot and he hit me right up the fucking guts. Right. I took a knee. I thought, no, I'm sweet. I'll keep going.
Did you take the full count just to recover?
I took the 8 count. I got straight up. We carried on fighting. And then he swung a shot. And as I stepped out, my back leg, it was not my front leg. Because I remember thinking, what happened there? My back leg give out. Right. Not the front leg. Yeah. And I got up. I was going, I'm sweet. But the ref stopped it. But it wasn't going to, that was how the fight was going to go. Because I'd let him get a rhythm going. Yeah. And he's known for being a very big puncher. Right. And I'd left my punches too late. Right. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to go that way now. He's just got 2 knockdowns that round. That was in round 9, I think, or round 8. He dropped me in the first. And although I was on him all the time, I just weren't winging enough. I was trying to make him miss. I let him get a rhythm. So it was my own fault. Right. No. Okay. Because they're screaming at me.
You mentioned Sam Gilley. He's the guy that you're fighting in this
rematch.
Coming out next.
So did he take the belt from you? Because you lost the Commonwealth, didn't you?
Yeah, that was in that fight. Yeah.
Oh, was right. Okay. And how long ago was that?
It was the fight before the last one. So that was in October. I think it was October. Was it October? About October, isn't it?
Right. So you see them all sort of like beforehand, like sort of sparring up against each other and like, you know, getting really close and in their face. Is that actually true or is that all for show?
Probably more the headliners and stuff, isn't it?
I think nowadays everyone is so desperate, really desperate to look at me on camera. Yeah. So they act like fucking
twats.
And some people ain't like that. Man. Some people will do something on the spot because they're not like that. You know what I mean? So some people act in a manner on camera, but they're not like that on camera. Then some people are just leery all the time.
Yeah.
But they're stretching things now where I think it's only going to be a matter of time before someone does something to someone at the weigh-in or whatever when someone's allowed to push the boundaries too far and you've got someone who's not like that and they're going to do something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So have you ever had any of that from one of your opponents, giving it large, getting in your face?
No, not yet.
That's good. That's how it should be. Because all they're trying to do is get asses on seats, really. That's what they think they're trying to do, isn't it, when they're doing all this?
Again, it's for the look at me on camera.
Yeah.
Like everything nowadays is they don't care in any form of camera or media. They don't care if your job is to broadcast something, whether it's the truth, hurts people's feelings, or it's just to get it out there. Yeah. And nowadays people get on camera and they don't care what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're behaving. They're just on camera. So look at me. I just think it's wrong, man. You know what I mean?
Because you're pretty cool, calm, and collected there, aren't you, when you're doing weigh-ins and things like that?
Well, to me, the weigh-ins and the press conferences is I enjoy doing everything about my job, right? But that to a lot of these boys, that is more important in the fight. They will play up at a press conference, fighting someone they know 100% that has been brought in for them to beat. So they're gonna act like that. You can act like that,
right?
So they're going mad about this and that, and they know 100% that boy has been brought in to make them look good. And I don't.
What's the point in that?
I don't understand it. Whereas I'd rather people talk about me with my fight than talk about how I behave like a dickhead at the press conference.
No, I understand.
I'd rather have a real good fight and be known for that. No.
Yeah.
Have you ever been told you've got to lose, or is that just...
Sure?
I'm gonna at it now. I got asked at one fight. I heard someone saying about having a move round with their opponent, and I said, "You're there," and I made it loud and clear that the fella I'm fighting is earning more money than me. because he was filling in on the day. I was supposed to fight someone else, but he was unbeaten in 4 or 5. He had a family tragedy, so he couldn't make it, which I fully understand. So his friend filled in, who was like a journeyman, and I sold a load of tickets. So I thought, fuck it, I'll do it. I'd rather have the other fight, but I said he's earning more money than me, so he's gonna earn it tonight, because I'm only earning a couple of £100. He's earning £1,200, £1,400 out of me. So he's earning it tonight, and I would never rig a fight for no one.
Have you been approached about that?
No, but that was the closest it's ever been. I could hear him mentioning it, and I'm thinking it's only going to be, they're going to test the water by, someone's going to mention it. Look, Lou, would you move the, and in my head,
when you say, would you move the...
Move them around. Move them around.
I don't understand that term.
Don't hurt them, because them men fight every week.
Right.
So, but the problem, the thing is now is everyone is bringing it up, everyone's talking about it, and everyone's mentioning it, and I said it a very long time ago. I was fighting hard very early, and I never understood the motion of. I didn't want 15 journeymen on my record, because when I stopped boxing and my kid goes to me, Dad, how comes you're fighting a fella and he's got 200 fights with 4 wins?
Yeah.
And then that fella, you've got about 15 of them on now. Why have you got a whole record of them, but you've only fought 3 good boys and you've lost?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Yeah.
And you...
No,
what do
because you feel like a fraud, wouldn't you? You'll sit back, look at your record and think, it means nothing, wouldn't you?
Not only that, I'm selling tickets.
Yeah.
What? Yes. And I've made, and I'm now gonna glorify a movement. It's almost like pretending. And they've all gone out their way to come all the way up to London, park everywhere, train, fare, whatever, and they're gonna watch me fight someone for 4 rounds, 6 rounds, and it's gonna be fucking boring.
I understand.
I didn't want to do that. That's why when the phone rings for me to go away or whatever, I think, so it's money, it's a real fight. And when you win, you go right up the ratings, right in the top 10, and you get big fights now. Do you know, so it's them risks that people won't do, to me, have been worth it. And I will keep doing it.
No, that's the right way to be. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. So, right, you're 32 now. When do you think you'll be done? Any idea? Just based on fitness, maybe? Obviously, the heavyweights, they last in their 40s, don't they? But your weight, what would you say?
I think lifestyle plays a big part in it. And I live a very clean life. I don't eat shit, and I don't party every weekend and whatever. I train every single day. What do you eat usually?
What are you getting tips?
Yeah, I want to fucking lose some weight.
I eat a lot of porridge, a lot of bananas. I eat a lot of eggs. I blend a lot of food. Like if I make a shake,
right? Okay.
I put
you don't do that raw egg stuff, do you?
I'll crack the raw eggs in with what I mix in with it. So I'll do like an avocado.
You give it all that though, Rach, right? You'll make a cake mix, right? And then fucking eat that.
It does taste nicer. There's got sugar in that in though, isn't it? Like a type of sugar, so it's nice. But this doesn't taste nice, what I drink. It's like an avocado, 3 eggs, a banana. I might put a little bit of honey in it. And then I put a stuff called maca root in with it. Okay. It's like a Peruvian root.
Oh, is that like the green? Is it green?
No,
you're on about AG1, aren't you? Athletic Greens.
It's like a brown. It's fucking repulsive. It's really horrible.
Just like
so you are literally.
No, I do.
You're not eating for pleasure one bit.
No, not when I'm not with that. And then my pleasure would be steak.
Yeah,
I like a burger. I like a burger and things.
Do you love the bread as much as you can?
Yeah, I don't really. I find bread gives me like fucking terrible heartburn.
Yeah,
so I just don't really eat it anyway. You know,
but,
I eat a lot. Before I did the no carb diet, where it was just red meat and that.
I've always been successful with that.
My nutritionist said to me, for the fighting, no, Lou, you need carbs, certain carbs on certain days. So now I eat a lot of sweet potatoes and things. And do you know what? It does work. Because the last fight, I got on the scales at 69 and I didn't even have to dehydrate. And I got in the ring at 78.9 kilo. Just through the foods this man instructed me to eat and what to drink at certain times after the foods. I thought, fucking hell, like. And I felt like I could fight all night.
Because carbs are like potatoes and pasta and all that sort of business, isn't it? So you're doing that before a fight. It gives you the prolonged energy, doesn't it?
The sweet potatoes I find are really good for you. I feel a difference eating a lot of them with my dinners. I eat a lot of fish, I still eat a lot of red meat. I love red meat. I fucking hate chicken, but I eat it.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like chicken because it's just boring.
People say that chicken's so it ain't
It's
nice.
only good when it's got flavour in it.
It's so black. I like the skin.
Yeah.
You give me just a chicken breast, it'd take me hours to eat it. I
But
fucking hate
they
it.
say chicken's nice because they're going to a place like Nando's where it's been seasoned and it's got everything on it. Do you know what I mean?
But even then, you take the skin off and the white meat is still...
It is boring.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stews, I eat a lot of stew.
Right, okay.
Because they're really good for you. Because the meat, obviously, whatever you're cooking, the meat goes out into the juice. So you're getting every bit of nutrition in as much as you can. That's basically my diet.
So if you've won a big fight and your first meal to celebrate, obviously have a few drinks, what would that be then? If you could, because obviously
what would go down with that vodka?
Yeah.
I like a beer, Guinness. I like a Guinness.
Oh, really? I can't stand the stuff.
No?
Can't stand it, no.
I like a Guinness.
I like a baby Guinness, but it's got no Guinness in it at all, is it?
Yeah, no.
No, nice. What's in that?
That's like coffee, a
Tia Maria in that, isn't it?
And Bailey's.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, Tia Maria
And Bailey's.
Bailey's.
Yeah.
I drink like Del Boy, mate, honestly.
He's the biggest.
No, I'm really in the top.
Yeah, my favourite's like Malibu and Coke. Honestly, I'm unbelievable.
With the
it.
little umbrella.
I like a Guinness.
Yeah.
So you just want to fight. What would you like? Would you celebrate? Because obviously you're not in training after that for a little while, are you?
I imagine you're straight back in the gym now, aren't you?
Sometimes I go, but the same week I'll go back in the gym. Wow. I enjoy the but especially now where I'm able to train every day.
But again, going back to the mental health side of it, exercising is a massive form of mental health and everything like that as well.
Well, that's it, yeah.
So maybe that's why, because he is so... Sorry, I'm talking like you're not here. Like, he's so clued on that...
Sit in that corner a bit while we chat about it.
But that may be it, because he's constantly at the gym.
Yeah, it is a good form of,
yeah.
I think, depending on what sort of hardships you've been through, right, you don't need to sit in a dark cloud all the time. I think you're either very mentally strong or you're not. And if you are going to go through this is what I say to my two boys. You're going to go through life as a victim, be prepared to get nowhere.
You've taken life by the bollocks, is what
you're not going to get anywhere. Me and him were talking to each other the other day, weren't we? And I said, there's a term that I use for boxing all the time, and it should be for boxing, and it's called, I say it to my boys all the time, Gabos, right? Game ain't based on sympathy. You can sit there and sympathise with yourself all the time about nothing and the victim and everything, or you can just get on with it.
Absolutely.
And you're not allowed to say this anymore. You can't say suck it up and man up, or you can't do that. You can't say that. You can. Sometimes it's fucking this. I tell myself that when I've lost, I say that to myself all the time. That's your fault. Fucking suck it up.
Thing is, everyone's different, and that's basically it in life. Everyone's different. You can handle it, and some other people can't handle it. You know, it's just the way it is.
It's played on.
Yeah. It's played on by some.
Yeah,
of course it is, but the ones that are not are overlooked.
I know people that have got kids, like you say, and before they've even told me their name, they've told me what's wrong with them. And that drives me nuts. And these kids are right. And, we've had people in, we've had Kelly in, Milano in from Club Awesome, talking about autistic kids. And these kids are autistic. They don't need help. They just need companionship with other people that are similar to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are these in-between sort of kids that you think they just need a different mindset. Some of them just need a different mindset. And
some kids just need direct, they're repeating what they're hearing, these children.
Yeah. And and it's almost like a brand, isn't it? Oh, my friend's got it, so I'm going to play up to it. And
my boy went on a primary, when he was in primary school, on a school trip, and he got rock climbing, abseiling, whatever. My boy is lively. And he come back, I said, "Did you have a good time?" He went, "No." I said, one of the boys in the thing, he's, bear in mind, in year 6, suicidal. I'm this and that and whatever. And when they'd asked him, he said, "Oh, well, I hear it at home all the time because if things don't go their way, they struggle mentally and whatever." And I said, "So really, this kid doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
He's too young."
Yeah.
And he said it ruined because he said, "Oh, we had to stop everything and the teachers wouldn't let us do anything."
Yeah.
He said, "So we all just sort of sat there and."
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
it ruins it for everyone else.
This kid don't get to have his own brain.
Well, it's all he's used to. It's all his sin. It's all his sin. Like, you can go on holiday, you get on a plane, everyone sits down, they put their bags down, and then you get this one family come through and everything's a fucking panic. Do you know what I mean? Quick, sit there, you sit up. And they're like that all the time.
Like they're going to be left behind.
Yeah. And they say, why do they pay extra to get on that fucking plane quicker when it's going to go off at the same time?
That's what we're like, no,
We
that will
crack
go.
over that.
We watch them all.
Anyone with speedy boarding, I should say, any fucking mugs.
They want to give
And
us
the mugs that
some
paid
more
extra
money.
20 quid to get on a fucking plane earlier, you do know it's taking off at the same time, you dickheads.
Go, speaking
Sorry,
about...
mate. I had a rant now. Go on.
Speaking about your boys and your kids then, do they want to follow in your footsteps? Do they enjoy boxing and stuff like that?
No, the eldest one is really clever. Like goes grammar school and that.
Got 2 boys, 1 daughter, yeah?
Yeah,
right.
The eldest boy is very clever and talks another language, wants to do psychology stuff. And
Oh, nice.
things like that. Yeah, really, really intelligent boy. He's good at football. The middle one is a bit of a...
I love the way you started that. You went,
You're a little laugh. Yeah,
the
look
middle
at
one.
He's like a bit more wild, like, if you like, brain all over it, can't sit still. Obviously, you must get that from fucking me, unfortunately. I don't deny it either. It's a bit of a tearaway, but he's very strong. He can box. He comes to the gym with me. To be fair, he comes down to the gym with me. But I would never tell him. I let him tell me that I want to come to the gym. I want to come. I would like to fight. Coming to the gym with me is not really an option. My kids have to do something.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing nothing. I'll make sure that they're going to be doing
We're
something.
exactly the same, aren't we?
Yeah,
We've got a
absolutely.
gym thing now around here, and we have the kids. The kids are on it as well. Do you know what I mean?
You
We're
have
all
to
doing
do
the
it.
same. Definitely.
And my daughter's so excited. When she gets to 14, there's sessions at the gym for 14 plus. And she's like, I can't wait to go to the gym.
Fucking
Can't wait.
brilliant.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, perfect.
She plays
Come
cricket
with
as
us.
well. Plays
Oh,
cricket,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, cricket.
Does, yeah.
Dances for 4 hours on
Yeah.
a Friday. So
She bowled a 6-foot gazer out yesterday. She's only 14. 13, isn't she? Yeah.
And she was really like, oh my
Proud of her. Is your daughter perfect like ours?
The
To
apple
me,
of your
yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
I've got
believe
4
nothing
boys,
wrong.
1 girl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wrapped her up. Not me.
No.
Oh, no, not fucking hell. My eldest is 30, mate, 2 years younger than you. My youngest is 8. Yeah, I sprayed the old semen about. Maybe I shouldn't say that on the podcast. Yeah.
But if they wanted to, you would encourage it. What about your little girl? If she wanted to get into boxing, would you encourage her? Or is that a bit of a no-no area?
I don't know. I mean, I'll go with whatever they're interested in. I take a massive interest in, and I just let them tell me about it. Do you know? But if anyone would do it, it'd be the middle child because he can box. He's actually good. He's very strong. Got very heavy hands. But I take him to the gym with me nearly every time I go. Make sure that he's in there doing something and he's knackered. And I've actually got a thing going with his school one, but they want me to go into school and talk to the kids that misbehave and do like a PE class with them.
Nice.
Yeah. You
So-
talk about your life when you was a kid, knocking around and how this is...
In a way.
But in a way, though, I'm not convinced that you starting boxing has actually changed how you was.
was
It
a
just gave you
person.
something else to do. Did it make you more disciplined, would you say?
Yeah, because I was...
Disciplined as in you went
I used
down
to
there.
smoke on it. So
Yeah, that's right. You stopped it the day you went in that ring, didn't you?
Yeah.
Into the club.
I threw the puff. I was full of puffing away and the fags and
How's your
thought,
full puff at that age as well?
Don't ask questions like that.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I know. No, you said before you went nicking and stuff, didn't you?
yeah, I was a fucking nightmare as a kid, mate. Always, I see a boxer once said he nicked any, like, if it had an A in it, he'd have it. And the bloke went to him, what's that? And he went, anything. Like, so, when I was a kid,
You used that to your advantage.
It's weird though, isn't it? It must have been who you was knocking around with because your dad wasn't like that.
no, my dad's family are
He's
madmen.
he's
When they
like-
were young, they were
Right,
all
okay.
madmen. But my dad is really
Straight line.
quiet, relaxed. The only time he'll like rear up is with the boxing. He gets excited about
Yeah,
it
of
and he
course,
loves
yeah.
the fights and things.
Yeah.
But just day to day,
Mm.
you won't find him. He's fucking so chilled out.
Mm. Is your mum still with us, or you the mum and dad together? Were they?
No,
or-
mum and dad ain't together. My mum lives up. That's why I moved up here. I was with my dad, and then I
Right.
moved up here because I was. But coming up here,
And you still see your mum, or?
Yeah. Every single day. I lived with my mum, and then I moved out with the children and things when I was like 16. So I see my mum I'm at my mum's every day.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
she only lives there. She lives just down the road. I've just come from
Right,
there.
sorry. So your dad's the one that's up there.
My dad lived down there,
okay.
and he used to drive up here to come to the gym and then drive back down.
Right, I see. Right, yeah.
But I had to move up here when my mum was there.
Right. What school did you go to around here? Well, when you did
I went to Temple School for about a week.
Oh, yeah, that's only up there, yeah.
Right.
I went there for about a week, and I did like 2 lessons a day. And then I got a job, so I never went. I thought, fuck this.
But the thing is, if you'd left and gone, I'm not going to do anything, then that would be a different story. But you left, you got a job, you got a career.
Yeah, it's not as if you just bummed around.
Yeah.
Well, no, the bloke who... There was a bloke up here, I still talk to him sometimes, to be fair. He come, Lou, causing murders in school, my mate needs a labourer. So I went, all right, sweet. And then that was it. I just never went in.
Right.
I just was doing that, laying slabs and helping him plaster and everything like that. And my dad, to be fair, he was all right with it. He didn't...
Well, you did something. You know what I mean?
Well, he rang me mum, he said, like, as long as you're doing something.
Yeah. What month were you born?
July.
July. So, you would have finished early anyway. You was only one more year, in theory, because I was done at school by 15 because I'm an August kid. So you only missed a year. All right, you probably didn't go when you were...
No, I never went, really.
I'm trying to big you up here, mate.
I've got nothing to be bigged up about when it comes to educational purposes.
Right. But you found your place in life, that's the thing. That's all that matters. You found your...
If I had nothing physical, I'd be fucked, mate.
Yeah.
So if your kids turned around to you and did exactly the same, how would you feel?
Well, yeah, how would you deal with it?
With what?
That second boy being like you.
Yeah.
How would you deal with that?
And said,
what, if he didn't want to go to school?
If he was like you at your age?
School, if I be honest, school to me is, I'm not really, I make sure they go because I want them to read, write. But school to me is not a necessity because they don't teach kids how to live a life.
No, I agree with
They just teach kids things. So I'll keep my kids sometimes. I'll say to my boy, we go to the gym and I'll take him to the gym with me. And I'll keep him out of school for the day. I'll take him to the gym and things like that because I just had a meeting in the school with my boy's teacher. And he asked me what do I think he should do with these kids? And I said to him, you're a professional teacher. You're a teacher. This is your profession. And you are asking advice from me to deal with these kids. And my son is looking at you.
Looking up to you thinking, what are you going to teach
me?
me?
I said, I trust you with my children.
Kids,
absolutely.
They end up having them more than the parents.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean?
He said,
work out the hours of a day. They got them 6 hours every day of the
That's
week.
exactly what I said to this bloke in a meeting. And my son said, I'll blatantly blackmail you to play football. If you reward my bad behaviour, he's only 12. And I said to the teachers that all them other kids in the class were good. They don't get to play football on a Friday. But my son will wind you up. And if you don't, you let him play football. So how's that right?
Yeah.
How's that fair? So that's what you're teaching kids.
Yeah.
And he just didn't know what to say to me.
So he's rewarding him for just being what the other kids are like all the time.
Basically,
because our daughter, a very long-winded story. Basically, in grammar school, you get positive points, don't you? When you've been good, you've been naughty, you get taken away. And she had an assembly the other day, and she was really embarrassed and said, "Oh my God, I've got this positive thing in assembly, and I had to stand up and get an award." And I went, "Tills, that's amazing." And she just said, "Yeah, but all it is they're just rewarding me just being me and being good." She went, "Why can't everyone else be like that?" And I was like, "Because everyone isn't like that." And and I just said, "But it's a good thing that they're recognising your behaviour."
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one because they don't teach life lessons. If you could teach taxes, all this stuff that would help you run a business, run your own company, but they don't. They teach things that aren't really going to help.
Well, there's a few schools now, isn't there? There's a few schools, I can't remember what country it is, but they get them to make the school dinner. So they're being chefs and everything. Yeah, they teaching them to cook, they're teaching them to iron. They're getting, they're doing the proper stuff that would give them life lessons. Yeah.
That's what they should be teaching these kids to be doing. It's a waste of time otherwise. That's just what I think.
Yeah. obviously they need to learn the English. They need to learn the maths. That's going to help along,
Yeah.
as much as they can. But then the life lessons need to be learned as well.
Absolutely.
Blimey, we're drifting off. We're
Sorry.
sorting the world out here, mate, aren't we?
Getting it to rights, mate. Yeah.
Right.
I have one question for
Go on
you.
then. Oh,
So
God.
if you... no, it's a good
It's
one.
not what's your favourite colour or something like that, is it?
If you could fight anyone, alive or dead, and there was no sort of stigma around it, there was no sort of, you have to do
No,
this.
wait.
You could just fight anyone you want. Be you and him in a ring, promoted, unpromoted, doesn't matter. Who would it be? Well, it could be a girl. Sorry, you and that person.
Oh, that's
I don't
it.
believe in any of
Be
that.
politically correct, rates. That's it.
So I've been asked that before, and I never really knew. But there's one fella that there's no footage of him actually fighting. His name's Harry Greb. Have you ever heard of him? You ever heard of Harry Greb?
Harry Grip, no.
Only man to beat Gene Tunney, and he beat my favourite fighter, Jack Dempsey, that Tunney. So I'd like to see what that was about, because apparently he's meant to be like the greatest.
Right, and what's he old? Died now?
Yeah, he's not back. He was back in the what they call the Roaring 20s, wasn't it? He was back.
Right,
in that, back in
okay.
that
Bit of this business.
No, he was a proper. He used to train with Jack Dempsey, my favourite.
Right.
There was a big statement about him. I got his book.
Okay.
I ain't read it though. But I've got it.
Audio book.
I've got it. I just look at the pictures. But yeah, I'd like, because there's only footage of him training, but there's no footage of his fights anywhere.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's all rumour. So I'd like to know.
See what it's like.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So-
Look, you haven't picked like something everyone would know.
Yeah.
Someone everyone know. Yeah.
Harry Greb, yeah.
Yeah.
You looking him up?
It says he died at 32.
Yeah, he had one eye and all.
Wow.
He wasn't
Had
that
one
Polish geezer, was he?
eye. He had I think he went unbeaten in 1 year. He had about 80 fights in a year or something.
Wow.
Something like that, yeah.
Had one eye.
Nice. So do you ever look at these people and sort of look up to people and go, actually, I want to learn that technique, or I want to do that, and you take little bits from everyone,
So
and
you're
you just learn.
You're still learning. You haven't got your own style that you're going to stick with. You just
No, I know what I am. I've always been straight out, fight right away, swinging big bombs. But my dad just crafted it for longer rounds, because I can fight. I've got a good engine, so I can fight very long. And I find that if I slow down mid rounds, I know that I get a second wind, and I can fight very hard for the next 6. Do you know what I mean? That's something I found in myself, that I get a real good second wind.
Yeah.
Really, really quickly in the fight.
And I know you mentioned you had a couple of rounds where you were jabbing, keeping them off with a jab. Do you mix it up a bit if they start getting used to your style? Because you're right in there, and you're right in there with
head on their chest.
Yes, I love that, head on the chest. He's never going to fucking hit you if your head's on their chest.
Yeah, some.
Do you know what I mean?
I get a few stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think you are who you are.
Yeah.
And when I've had one boy that like a newspaper phone me, his boy's going to pull tricks out of the bag, and he's going to do things you've never seen. I said, unless he's got a third arm, it's you're limited, mate. You've all got 2 hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really think of that. But the fellas I look up to was, say, Jack, purely because when I was in that gym, the trainer would slate me for moving my head and not doing what he was teaching, but it didn't fit for everyone. You can't teach one style for every person. Do you know what I mean? And he's trying to teach me to box.
Harry's used to.
Like long, and it was off of a DVD that he'd watched as an amateur. He'd put this DVD on. I was just, look, you can do that, but doing it in there is different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. You know, if that was the case, everyone would be doing karate with exactly the same technique.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You would have no boxing.
Yeah, it would
There would be no styles.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Right, let's talk about your upcoming fight then. So it's the British and Commonwealth title.
Yeah.
And so this is a rematch.
Yeah.
We think it's end of August, don't we?
Tomorrow, I should find out about it. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's fucking tomorrow then.
No.
So what are you doing here? Right, okay, you find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Hopefully.
Yeah, if we're free, we're going to try and get up to see you.
Yeah, you come up
Definitely.
here.
Absolutely.
We'd love to do that. As we know you now, we're going to follow you, you know.
I've never been to a boxing.
Not actually follow you out of the studio, just follow you like fucking stalkers. I forgot what I was going to say now. What was I going to say?
It's an upcoming
Yeah,
fight.
so you're looking for sponsorships for this fight, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So we'll get some people, we'll talk to people, see if we can help you out on that.
It'd be brilliant.
Do you have set colours that you always come out in play?
Yeah, I have my shorts are jet black.
It's Tyson, see?
With green on them, and I've got my name on the front.
Is that a bit of your Irish
The
heritage?
Yeah, for my dad's dad, yeah. And I've got a green shamrock, yeah. I've got my mate's little girl on the back, name on the back, because she's very unwell.
Remember you mentioned, she's still with us.
She's still here.
Right, okay.
Yeah, she's very unwell. So I'll keep her name on the back of my shorts.
Is she from this area or somewhere?
They used to live down here, and then he moved up to where his wife is from up. I think she's in Yorkshire.
Oh, right, okay.
So he lives up there. But I speak to him every day.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to go too deep, but like we know, we've had the Melzer here, brilliant with kids,
Yeah.
And we can put them into them if they need any.
They're amazing.
They're amazing, but they may have all the help they need.
To be fair, it's I don't when he's talking to me, they're at the hospital all the time because they got news that they thought was going to be very good, and they went back because she'd been feeling very unwell. He's been sick, so the tumour has grown a little bit, which obviously is. So it's not good.
No,
they know that obviously.
Yeah.
But I have her name on my shorts, and I'll always keep it there.
Oh, that's good. It's really nice.
So unfortunate because I get people message me about things, and you're limited to what you can do. You can't.
Absolutely.
But you feel bad because they're their children, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want
of course.
fucking help them all.
So when it comes to sponsorship, is that on your cloak?
I advertise that social media. And
I don't know what the limited is. You limited to what you can have on your shorts sponsorship wise? I'm not sure.
To be fair, I don't wear it on my shorts because when I walk out,
it's on your robe.
I train in all the tracksuits and the t-shirts, and I go to the press conferences and I wear all the stuff so they sit all over the TV. But when I fight, my dad and all my people in my corner, they have it on, so it's advertised all night.
I see.
Whereas when I walk out, I just have my shorts on. I don't have nothing on, no top, just boots and shorts, so that I feel like I'm ready to fucking get it on.
Yeah. That's good. Because I did come up with a suggestion.
Gosh.
But you won't fucking do this. Put a cone on, have a traffic cone hat on your head. Because you know that fucking...
The guy in Chatham.
You know the...
Oh, the guy doing down the statue. Oh, yeah. I didn't even remember.
Imagine that. And they're like, why is that? Why has he got that?
Everyone only in Chatham are going mad about it.
Yeah.
Because he's from Northfleet.
I'm a Northfleet because you did a bit of training in Gravesend, didn't you? So I was born in Northfleet. So I was like, what the fuck are they going on about with this traffic cone on this thing's head? People kick off when it's been taken off.
Yeah.
Because it's become...
It's
almost as fashionable as Billy the Quid now, isn't it? Like, he's a part of Chatham.
Yes. So you need to come out when you know you're champion, world champion, have a traffic cone on your head.
Looking menacing with a cone on my head.
I officially now, it's my idea if that happens.
So with regards to your fights, do you ever let your family come and watch you? Or do they...
Kids, boys.
Just stay...
They watch it at home.
But you don't actually have them with you?
I've had all like my family coming to my fights and things and watch my fights and stuff. But
what's your daughter like about it?
My daughter's quite mad. Well, to be fair, she's watching one of my because I don't really watch my fights back.
Oh right.
I don't really do it because someone said it to me and I said I was there. I don't like. Yeah, my dad will antagonise my mind with it. Like that's all he will go on about. Whereas I'm in the gym every day. I'm running early hours of the morning. Once I finish the gym with him, I'm in the gym late in the evening. The last thing I want to do is go and watch my fights again because I've got another one coming up. Do you know? So I'll say you concentrate on that.
Oh, so he analyses.
Right. So he's going to be the one that tells you about it, and you adjust based on it.
I'll watch close to the fight. I'll watch things that I need to, maybe. But at the last fight, they were saying to me, "Did you watch your opponent?" And I said, "No," because I was told he's big. He was big. I was told he's going to be a lump and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. He's going to do that. And I sort of like the feeling of that uncomfortable feeling.
Okay.
This is very uncomfortable. It's not. This is what I mean about when people are going mad, giving it the beginning to their opponent, and they know that boy's losing. I don't know that because I'm brought in to lose.
Yeah, you want to feel like a David and Goliath.
There was a podcast. Every podcast I saw, this bloke was going, "I think Louis Greene can lose in 4 rounds," and And I saved that on my phone. On my phone, I've got a poll from when I went up to Scotland, and it was 97% of people said I was going to lose in the first 4 rounds, the first 5 rounds. And then when I went to Poland, they said I was going to get knocked out. That was 98% of the public. So I saved them on there to show if I'm ever asked, I can show you what people voted. And I'll read them. I look at that and I think I'll use that. But the feeling of being uncomfortable in a weird way is quite comfortable. Do you know?
Yeah.
You feel like you're going to benefit.
A bit of edge.
You feel like you're going to benefit.
Yeah,
if you felt comfortable every day, you would be going nowhere in life. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly
I like
what we said.
excitement of being away from home.
Out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Being out of your comfort zone, I like that. So when I got there, I thought, yeah, he's a lump. He's a lump. He was very big. He come in very heavy.
But you could do it.
Yeah, when the fight went, I thought I'm just going to go straight at him. And my dad getting out of the ring, he's fucking get him. And when the bell went, I was out. I was up for it, you know.
Brilliant.
Would you ever do something like UFC? Where
I was going to ask that.
like no holds.
I'm a huge fan of UFC.
Yeah.
I actually watch that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I love a bit of UFC.
I watch that.
But once
all of
again,
the
I'm
time.
shit with the names. Shit with the names.
It depends. I can name a lot of the old.
I like old Derek,
The old
the
ones.
big bloke. What's it? Derek Lewis.
Oh, did he do the interview?
But my nuts are
That's
sweaty.
it. My balls are hot.
Yeah, my balls are sweaty. Yeah, I love Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
I think he won
can
recently,
fight.
actually.
Yeah, he can fight. He's
He can,
entertaining.
but he's like just a pounder, isn't he?
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I mean?
just got a big sledgehammer,
Yeah,
and he goes out there swinging it, doesn't he?
yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of.
Would you ever get in the ring and do that?
Would you
sort
do
of
it?
stuff,
It's another discipline, isn't it?
I would like to anything to do with the army coming through with combat sports. I find enticing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I like to. I really even like the army thing. I watch about it on the TV when they're.
Oh, like the SAS.
Training.
type
Are you
thing.
tough
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, did you see when they was in Afghanistan and it was the soldiers talking about their stories and their training and their actual video clips of them in combat and things like that, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like fires me up. I think, imagine that.
Mm.
It's exciting, isn't it? You know. But, yeah.
And your in-ring music, I did hear about this. It's Last of the Mohicans, end song of that. And
Yeah,
I never got a chance to listen to it because I haven't got a clue what you're talking about with that. No.
I'll have to get
I
you.
don't think we can. We can't do it, can we? We have to listen to it afterwards.
Listen to it after. Yeah.
But I'm also going to nick their idea of asking their guests what their favourite song is and making a playlist.
do it. Mine's
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to steal that. It's a really good idea.
Last of the Mohicans, the Gales, it's the end bit.
The Gales and Last of the Mohicans. All right. Do you know what? I don't even know if I've seen Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, you got to watch it. Great film.
You watched it twice a day or something, didn't you?
When I was a little boy, I was hooked with that film and I used to watch it every single day without fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to watch it now. Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
think I've seen it.
No?
That's on our to-do list then.
Yeah, it's on our to-do list. Right. I think
it.
I think we covered everything, haven't we? Unless you've got anything else you want to talk about.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
That's
Wish you
amazing.
all the best. We're going to follow you now till the end of your career,
Yeah,
mate, because
appreciate
you are generally a decent bloke. Honestly, I know you've had been a shit when you grow up. Most of us have.
Yeah,
But you've got your head screwed on. Hopefully, it doesn't get fucking knocked off.
No way.
And
Uh-huh.
wish you all the best. And we're going to follow you, and we'll try and help you out with some sponsorship as well.
That'd be brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And sorry, one thing we didn't ask is what are you planning on doing when it's over? You planning on coaching or
That's a good question.
Drinking a few beers.
back on the old?
watching people out the window running at 4 a.m. in the pissing rain thinking, I fucking miss that.
Oh, brilliant. Right, that's it. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
you so much.
Obviously, Louis Greene, the Medway Mauler. We've started following you on Insta, so we got that. That's under Louis Greene, in it, and Facebook, I think, and all.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Yeah, we're keeping an eye on you, mate.
Thank you so much
And,
for coming down.
Yeah, we might do a little, if we get to see the fight or get to one of your fights, we'll do a little podcast sort of thing while you're ringside or we're ringside.
Absolutely.
That'd be brilliant.
But been really good to meet you,
Yeah,
mate.
thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Brilliant.